There were plans at Duke University to do a call to worship every Friday, which is something like church bells for Muslims. It was supposed to be a gesture to make Muslim students feel included, welcomed. You know, small gesture, largely symbolic. But it might put a smile on someone's face somewhere, and you know, you can't have that at Fox News. You can't give a fucking inch even when it costs you nothing.
What about people that are Jewish? Should they have their whatever call to prayer that they want over broadcast on the university? What about Buddhists? What about, should the Lord's Prayer be said once a week over the broadcast on campus?
We got a quote from the Dean for Religious Life, who says this morning regarding it: "This opportunity represents a larger commitment to religious pluralism that is at the heart of Duke's mission. It connects the university to national trends in religious accommodations." You know, Doctor, there are students of many different religions at Duke. And to the best of my knowledge, this is the only religion. The Muslims are the only ones who get this special accommodation.
To the best of your knowledge, because you're an ignorant son of a bitch. Here's a quote from the same article where they got the other quote by Christy Lore Sapp, Associate Dean for Religious Life at Duke University Chapel. Quote, "Many institutions work diligently to provide meaningful worship opportunities for students of different religious traditions. Most often, this takes the form of a multi-purpose prayer room or a space that can be rearranged or changed to fit the religious tastes of the group using it. Duke has a different approach, however. It supports religious groups in their peculiarities and practices, with separate centers for Christian, Jewish, and Muslim life, with dedicated prayer rooms for Catholics, Hindus, and Buddhists."
The question at hand is the reality of life for women, gays, and lesbians under Sharia is brutal.
But my reality is the reality for life for women at Duke. And so when I speak of Islam on Duke campus, that is informed by the Muslim students I know who are on Duke campus.
But that's the point. They did it for one religion. And now we have to really raise some very important questions. For example, life for women under Sharia. I'm sure they have an lgbt community on Duke University.
They have a huge one if you look at their website.
Right, okay. I would think that the treatment of gays and lesbians in Muslim countries, as disturbing as it is, would anger some people. Did any of these groups speak out? For example, did any women's groups speak out considering life for women in a lot of Muslim countries?
Hey Sean, I'm sure you were in favor of repealing the Defense of Marriage Act and Don't Ask, Don't Tell, just like, for example, Keith Ellison was, the first Muslim elected to Congress. You know, the radical that swore the congressional oath with his hand on the Quran. I'm sure you agree with Keith in supporting the Employment Non-Discrimination Act, you motherfucking hypocrite. Or with this Keith Ellison quote: "I believe that the right to marry someone who you please is so fundamental that it should not be subject to popular approval any more than we should vote on whether blacks should be allowed to sit at the front of the bus." Dear God, he's imposing gay Sharia on us. So Duke canceled their plans to do this. They made a nice small gesture into something ugly, because now they're getting threats, and instead of making Muslim students feel at home, this has made them less safe. If Duke were to continue with their plans, it would be seen as some sort of act of defiance now, instead of a gesture to bring people together. We're dealing with professionals here. Bravo, you goddamn demagogues. You won this one.
I guess that's what we could describe as staying on message, something the Democratic Party, I would argue, is very good at. Let me ask you.
You're pretty good at it, too.
I mean,
thank you. Quite frankly, you are the worst excuse for a journalist I've ever seen.
I am the what? I can't hear you.
You heard me.
I didn't know. Say it again. I didn't hear you.
I heard you. I mean, what you just displayed was not journalism. It was yellow journalism. It wasn't anything close to trying to tell the American people what's really going on. And I mean, it's just shocking to me.